it's a hard thing to try to want to do more because you feel like you need to be put in this box, in this bubble of, well, if you're a stay-at-home mom, this is your lane and this is what you do. But can't you do more? Can't you be an awesome stay-at-home mom and still be awesome on something that is for you, for your passion? Welcome to the She's Rooted podcast.
We're about to get real, unscripted.
So pull up a chair. Let's get to the root of it. Recording in progress. What is up, Miss Mo?
We're here. Hello.
We are here. How you doing on this beautiful day, gorgeous?
Well, we are clearly in different states because it is not beautiful here.
I was talking to you, but okay.
We went.
Bring your own sunshine, Mo.
Yeah. I did take a walk this morning and it wasn't terrible, but I did have to wear like sweatshirt and sweatpants. And we thought it was kind of like a fall day.
You know what? I was just talking to my friend yesterday. I love a good fall.
I do too, but it's too early.
I know it is too early, but I think that there's just something that is so peaceful and like the change, kind of like the turning of a chapter, a new beginning. I don't know. I like the season change. However, I always want to be on vacation at the same time. So I enjoy like nice summer weather, but there is something to be said when summer turns to fall. There's just like a difference in like the air and the mindset. I don't know. I like get motivated to clean and purge my house.
I agree about fall being like peaceful, and I do love just it's like fresh, and I agree with all of that. But I feel like so far summer has been 100 degrees and blazing hot. And then here, I think you guys got hit with it too, the smoke. Did you get the smoke?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like then
After we hung up last week, I went outside and I
go
was like,
outside. Yeah. And so you're like, what the heck? I only have a little bit of summer. Now we can't go outside. I felt so terrible for those people in Canada who are like really can't go outside.
right.
But for us, it turned from that to like now it's just a little chilly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I know it's always sad to close up the pool.
oh, I'm not there yet, girl. I'm trying to go to the lake and like
Yeah.
enjoy another month or two,
Yeah.
hopefully.
It's still open, but
Yeah.
it's still open. Well, how about we welcome everyone to the She's Rooted podcast?
Welcome.
Welcome. If this is the first time you're here, my name is Jamie. This is Miss Mo, and we love to keep it raw and real around here, which is really fun. So pull up a chair, grab your favorite cup of whatever you're drinking. No judgment here. It could be vodka. It's all good as long as you're 21, you know. But if you are coming on back, welcome back. We have a really, really great topic today. So what Mo and I love to do is we usually have something like a quote that we come across. We have a life experience that we just walk through and we chat about it. So Mo has something that she came across and I'm excited to jam through it because when she read it to me this morning, I'm like, ooh, that hits. That hits on the personal line over here. So I'm excited to chat through it. So Mo, without further ado,
Yeah.
drop it like it's hot, girl.
Yeah. I think what I love about our podcast, Jamie, like obviously we're talking about getting rooted, and what I think is so cool is how we each are finding our roots, but like we're not that far away from each other. And that's what this made me think of today was, you know, every once in a while, I'll like look up like what are women my age searching, or what are women looking for? Like what's going into the Google search engine the most? And um I think it's cool that we can bring it to the surface because obviously, like, if you're a woman listening today and maybe you've typed this into the search engine, like, and you're just alone in your house, like, going through it, I think it's cool that we're like, no, we're not going to go through it in the dark. We're going to bring it to the light and we're going to talk about it together. And how does this relate and how can you get rooted down into it? So, one of the most popular searches right now, at least what my internet told me regarding like our wheelhouse, is women searching, am I ungrateful if I want more? And there was like a whole list of things. But the main thing was like, am I ungrateful if I want more? Um, can I be deeply grateful and still be called to more? Essentially, is like that overarching thought. Um, can I be content and ambitious was like another way that it's typed in there.
Right.
And and then motherhood, like obviously that comes in. Can I love motherhood and still want something of my own? And you just think of the woman like by herself, like feeling guilty probably, be like, I want something different, or I feel like I have this calling in my life, but like I don't want it to seem like I'm not happy with my spouse, or I'm not happy being a mom, or I'm not happy with the home I have, you know? Um, so I wanted to open that can of worms today. I'm excited to see what you think about it. I did see, another thought around it that I love, which is I love this. Contentment doesn't mean you stop dreaming. It means you stop believing your dream is the thing that will finally make you enough.
Mm.
And I love that. And I think
Drop that one more time.
contentment doesn't mean you stop dreaming. It means you stop believing your dream is the thing that will finally make you enough.
Unpack that for me.
I love that
I
because
love that.
I think there were definitely seasons in my own life um, where you're chasing, and I know I've talked to a million women about this, right? Where you start to peel back the layers and you get into the meat and potatoes of like, wait, why am I doing this? And am I doing this to prove something? Am I doing this to prove my worth to somebody? Am I doing this to create some sort of value so that I feel more worthy, or that like am I chasing this for happiness? And I feel like this is saying basically like you can be content, and it doesn't mean you have to like shut it all down to find contentment and like scrap it all. It just means like you're no longer tying that joy, your happiness, and your worth to getting that thing, right? To that achievement, if you will, to that level, if you will. Like,
Right.
and that's huge. That's like that place where you can be like, I'm so rooted that like if I have this, that's awesome. But if not, it's still awesome. Like I would love to have this. I would love to be here. But if it doesn't happen, like I'm content with it not happening. Because I know it's not gonna add any value to my like it's not gonna make me any more worth any of it, right? Like, or it's not genuinely gonna make me happier.
Right. No, that's so good. Well, let me ask you this, Mo, like as you were kind of sifting through bringing some topics to the table, what was the stall on that, you know? Like what
Mm.
made you be like, "You know what? I'm going to bring this to the table and see if this is the topic for
Honestly,
today."
'cause I think that's what, like, in the beginning, like I said, I just picture these women, and my heart's always for women, and I know, like, I've been in dark places alone. I've done a lot of things alone. There's been things that I've had to climb out of alone, and I don't know, I think, like, I remember, like, praying the prayers, like, "God, if you get me through this, like, I will turn around and I will reach my hand out and I will help somebody else. God, if you get me through this, like, I will share this perspective around this." Like, I think that my heart breaks when I look at this, and I think, like, there's women, I picture them in the dark alone in their house, and they're, like, feeling some kinda way about the way that they're actually feeling, and maybe tying so much of themselves to it. And I also think that there's a piece of it that just goes like, it's okay to want more. Like, it's okay to want more. You're not selfish or greedy or any of these things, unless you genuinely are. But I think the person that this relates to isn't that person. I don't think a selfish, greedy, like horrible person is Googling this question. I just don't. I don't think
Yeah,
they care.
right. Right. They're like, "Let me strip this from the internet. Let's take this
Yeah.
off the table." Yeah, well, you bringing this in like the aura of let's grab this and let's jam on it. It really brought me back to when I was a young mom. So I think that it's easy to talk about this in motherhood because I was blessed to be a stay-at-home mom, right? I mean, and let's be real, ladies, if you're on the other side of this and you've looked at, I have my degree, I have my bachelor's in health and wellness, very easily could be in corporate America. You look at certain things of like time and also looking at how much it costs for daycare. And then you look at how the ROI on it. So I'm going to be gone for X amount of hours. I'm going to earn this just to pay daycare to watch my kids. So it kind of makes you have different types of conversations on putting your dreams, your aspirations a little bit on hold. And I feel like you get into a mindset of being a stay-at-home mom and not having that mindset of all of the things that you've done for yourself at the same time. So for me, being a stay-at-home mom, looking at, you know, that's your day in and your day out. And I always had this like inner tug thinking, well, I look at my husband and he's incredible and he provides an incredible life for our family and we work hard together as a family unit. And it's always like in my head, you have so much like honor and pride and gratitude that that is my husband. Like it's Matt is my husband and like he is my rock and I'm his like biggest cheerleader in life and then you look over on your side sometimes and if you're a mom on the other side that can relate, some days you can feel pretty small,
Mhm.
especially when you have a rock star husband who's crushing it in his passion wheelhouse and his career, and he's having adult conversations, and your best friends are Mickey Mouse, Kirsten, and Talon. Like, and your social hour is walking every aisle at Target, like, and getting the groceries. So you can kind of lose yourself in the motherhood of that while still having the biggest blessing and gratitude around how grateful you are to be able to be that stay-at-home mom, to be able to be there for those moments and grow through those moments and not miss as many as possible. So for me, I feel like I always deep down had that like drive for more. Like if I'm looking at Matt as that is my husband. And I think that the way that you say words creates a different meaning, right? Like I'm talking like that with all bold caps, like, hell yeah, that's my husband. And
Mhm.
I would think to myself, my kids are going to also look at him and say, that is my dad.
Mhm.
But would they say that about me? Like
Mhm.
that's what I battled because other than being a stay at home mom back then in my mindset, which is a hard job. It is a job, my friends, but we can create it to be small in our life because we don't have the outside community aspect of things. What was going to be that thing for me that my kids would look at in conversation and be like, "Yep, that's my mom." So I battled that. And I think that it's a hard thing to try to want to do more because you feel like you need to be put in this box, in this bubble of, well, if you're a stay-at-home mom, this is your lane and this is what you do. But can't you do more? Can't you be an awesome stay-at-home mom and still be awesome on something that is for you, for your passion?
Right.
So it took me back to that like pivot point of like battling things within on, I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's definitely relatable there. I think it's relatable along the lines of, like, even I mean, I've battled all those same things as well. Um, 'Cause I think we've talked about this before on the podcast too, like, then time comes into play, and it's like, "Okay, now my time is split and it's divided, and do I feel guilty about that?" Like,
Right.
taking time for yourself. And I think also, like, when you look at the words like ungrateful for wanting more, right? Like, I think that becomes like, are you building or desiring more out of a position of lack? Or are you building or desiring more out of a position of purpose? Like, those are two completely different things,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And they're not even, those 2 things aren't even bad. Like, I remember, same thing, like, my kids are young, and I had to build more because I was a single parent. Like, there was a lot of lack. Like, I had to, and at that time, yeah, I built out of lack, which transformed into building from purpose, which then flipped the script on me completely because it was like, well, the more you actually focus on building on purpose, the more your lack cup fills anyway. Like you can chase it in this empty place of lack and desperation and all of this and ungratefulness, or you can practice being grateful for what you do have and simultaneously chase some sort of purpose and something bigger than yourself and don't worry about the lack. And then all of a sudden you're good, like on every front, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that for the woman that's listening, like if this was one of your Google searches, I really think that it's okay to it's okay for all of it. Like I think that's one of the other things I'm learning and like at least from where I stand. I'm a human. The older I get, the more I realize like feelings come and go, thoughts come and go. We've talked about this before. Like you have to really like process a thought and take those thoughts captive before you choose if they're going to stick with you or go. And being aware of those thoughts is probably gold for me in my life anyway. Like I'm somebody that, like, full transparency, I don't have a therapist. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but, like, I don't have a therapist. But I'm very much aware of, like, I journal a ton and I'm aware of my thoughts. And those thoughts are things that I look at and I go, okay, do I have, am I going to define this and label this as bad? Or am I going to chew on this and go, okay, this is what I'm thinking. Like, why am I thinking this? And where is this leading to? Right. And feeling like I'm lacking something isn't that inherently bad. That's not inherently something you should feel bad about, in my opinion, right? Like it's an awareness. And then you go, okay, so why am I feeling this way? And again, like if it's something that you're believing, like if I have this, then I'll finally be enough. That is something that I go, okay, well, why? And can we dissect that and turn it down? Like, where are you feeling you're not enough? Because the truth is you're just as human as I am and as the next girl is and as the next girl is. And you chasing after your roots and standing in your character and in your integrity and all of that is enough. Like
Yeah.
just as much as the next person. We're all on the journey. We're at different spots on the journey. So um I just genuinely don't think that I think that you can be happy in your marriage, in your house, in your motherhood, and still desire more. I think that and I don't think that that's a bad thing, and somewhere along the lines, it seems like women are feeling like that is a bad thing.
Yeah. I think that there are a lot of women out there, Mo, that walk through that pivot point in their life, and maybe they're still on the side of not feeling like they are enough.
I think it could be a
And I
bad
think it
thing.
has a lot to do with your past experiences, family life, growing up life, friend circles. I think it has a lot to do with your roots and your beginnings, and we talk a lot about being rooted, and sometimes we need to unroot some things that should not take ownership over our mindset and our choices and our belief within and our confidence, and we need to use those hard times that really stood in our way for a long time to be able to turn around and call a spade what a spade is and unroot it, because moving forward, that is not a good plant in our life. It is a freaking weed and you need to pull it out so it can wither away so that you can move yourself forward. I remember growing up, I used to say all the time, until I become a brain surgeon, nobody's ever going to take me serious. And I had that on repeat over and over and over and over. Like it's just, ugh, it's disgusting to have that type of mindset. And I lived it for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I think that can create things later in life that makes you feel like you're not doing enough because you are in that outward look of comparison as well as being gratitude for the comparison. Like it's a weird thing. I
Yeah. Yeah. And it's very individual based. Like that's where I think it's really good to dive in on your own, right? And like start to see because now that like we're talking more, I am thinking there probably are places where this is a negative and to those people that the flag goes off, right? Because I would say if you are neglecting said husband, home, or child to pursue this thing,
Then your priorities are out of whack.
then your priorities are out of whack and you're gonna feel a little ick about it, right? Like you're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
feel more guilty than the other woman who and what happens then? Have you been in that situation where women have thrown stones at you or judged you for chasing this thing
Oh,
because
right.
they look at you and are like, oh well, you're just going after this thing.
Mom shame.
The reality is it's on them because they know that they have neglected their home, their husband, their children to chase something and they feel ick about it. So you should feel ick about it too. But like if you're standing in it and you're going, homie, I got all my stuff on lock. It's good. Like I got it on lock and it's good. It's so
Right.
good. And I'm so grateful for it. And therefore, because it's on lock and it's good, I can pursue these things and feel good about it. And actually my whole house feels good about it. Like surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
So I do think that it could be those are things. I guess that's what something I would say to our listeners, like, if you're listening and this is, touching something in your heart, like, and stirring you up in some kind of way, is to look at it and go, "Okay, am I desiring this thing?" Because the other truth is, like you said, being a mom is hard. So
Yeah.
so yeah, are you chasing something else so that you can like distract yourself, so that you can get out of like the responsibility of motherhood? Because being a good parent is hard, mother or father, it's hard. You are so drained, you're so vested. Like, so are you chasing these other things to kind of like distract yourself from it? Are you chasing something else so that you can get the accolades and get all of that like praise that you're not getting. And those again are very individual things that I think you have to look into and say, like, is this a justified guilt feeling that I'm feeling? Like, is it justified because there are priorities out of whack? Or is this just like because society's made me feel like, or because I've maybe judged somebody else, or because I've heard somebody else talking about it, like I'm just assuming that I should feel bad about this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think it I think it's everybody's own walk. I think that that is valid in so many people's situations. It could be one thing, it could be another thing, it could be multiple things. But I will tell you on the other side of it, having that like small feeling, it is not a good feeling. It is not a good feeling to walk around feeling like you are crushing it in the stay-at-home mom arena, the wife arena. I never ever crushed it in like the clean the house arena. So let's just talk let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I am doing so much better now.
Working on
But
it.
like, hey, like I got my good things and I got my things I need to work on that I
Yeah.
need to get good at.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that feeling small is it's selfish if you keep yourself there. So you have to strive for more if you have more that is being called for your path. Because I will tell you that if you don't, you're going to live this life through a lot of regret. And for me personally, I always wanted my husband to be like, that's my wife. And it's not because he never said that. He's always like how I talk about him, he talks about me. But, like, he's got the career and all of those things, and, like, I put my family in that bucket before I put the career in the bucket, you know?
Mhm.
Personal choice for us, but I always still wanted it, and I wanted my husband to be like, "Man, like, that's my wife in, like, a different category." I wanted my kids to be like, "Hell yeah, that's my mom." Like, be so proud of it. I wanted if something ever happened, my kids knew that they can come straight to me, without doubt. Mom's gonna know what to say. Dad's gonna know what to say, and be able to have that really tight family unit. So, I got myself around lifting up my mindset and growing through life, and network marketing is a big, big pivot path for me that changed my perspective on a lot of things. I fell into it on accident, my friends. Actually paid full price for 17 months, didn't know there was a discount. And then my friend from high school shot me a message on the Facebook and was like, "Hey, I gotta tell you about these vitamins. They're backed by Informed Choice." And I was like, "I take vitamins that are backed by Informed Choice." And the best question he could have ever asked me, Mo, right after that was, "But do you take them at a discount?" And I was like, I am the frugal mom that will rock a $3 dress off of the Target rack because at one time it was full price. Like,
Yeah.
and I was like, come again? So that question right there opened up an entire different world for me on leadership, on mindset, on getting your ears and eyes in a room with people that will believe in you long before you will ever believe in yourself. And it really poured into my path of believing that like something bigger could be on the other side that I could grab a hold of. Maybe this is my path that is going to be like, that's my wife, that's my mom. And I will never forget it. It came from Matt before it came from my kids. But I remember sitting in Texas. We were at a restaurant and we had a huge team there and we were just chatting and there was people picking my brain on certain topics and I'm just authentically answering it. And we walked out of that restaurant, Mo, and I felt my hand get pulled back and Matt like stop. I'm like gonna cry because it's such like a big moment in my life. He like pulled me back and he looked at me in my eyes and he said, "You are so amazing." And I'm like, "Oh my God." Like it happened. Like it was that moment. Like that's what I always strive for. And I've always been more than enough. I know that. And that this whole thing might sound silly to someone on the other side, but like I don't know. It was such a big moment, like, that was bigger than I ever thought it would be possible, and, years later, I was giving a presentation in front of thousands of people, and our kids were there, and when I tell you they were filming me, and they were, like, chatting with their, like, their Snapchats or whatever, and
Mhm.
just, like, bragging on, like, "This is my mom," and I'm like, "Oh my," like, they got to see me in a different light that wasn't an awesome mom. Like, I was an awesome mom that did awesome things, and they got to see it and, like, be in the moment for it and see me a little bit differently, and, like, coming off that stage and, like, them being like, "Mom, you freaking crushed that." I was like, "It happened. I'm that mom now." So
Yeah.
I think for me, it's just always something that I've always wanted to leave people better than I found them, and the most important people in my life are in these 4 walls, and you never know what could happen from a simple yes to bet on yourself or believe in yourself more, and it has been one of the best things that I ever walk towards because a lot of life things have happened throughout the growth of that, and our kids got to see it. They got to see how we respond to things. When hard things happen in their path, they're sitting around the kitchen table, we talk about it, we talk through it, and when I tell you I am so freaking proud of those 2 damn kids, they are the most amazing humans, and Matt and I created them, which, like, high five self. Like, they are awesome, and to be able to see them hold themselves in their career and how they respond to things and to walk with integrity and to see things bigger and to push themselves towards that more. I really think it has a lot to do with you are a walking billboard for your children. You are a walking billboard for yourself. And Mo, you said that we're living this life. We're living this life like we're all human, I think is what you said. But we're all human for the first time. Every
Mhm.
single one of us.
Mhm.
So I think that you can be deeply grateful for everything that you have in your life and still be called for more, but be grateful that you're called for more.
Yeah.
Like I I can't believe I got so emotional, but like I think that it is almost like let me give you the permission
Mhm.
to do that.
Mhm.
And a lot of communication is important when it
Mhm.
comes to striving for more and never feel like because you have this calling that's tugging at your heart, because you want something that
Yep.
is important to you, that you can't share it with the most important people that you care about. And I will say that, I had to prioritize my schedule, my time. I had to rearrange things in my day because I couldn't neglect those children and then try to work on my dreams. They say, what is it? Like, um, you check into your 9 to 5 and then, like, you work on your passion from the rest of that, like, when you get off. Like, the worst thing you could ever do is not work on yourself,
Mhm.
basically is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I love that you brought that up too because I actually just had this conversation with a woman in person the other day about going after something that she wants to do as an entrepreneur. And I said, like, I said the same thing to her because I remember having these conversations as I was building my business and saying, like, listen, I have XYZ dream, ambition, desire. I have the belief, I have the support, like, on the back end, but as my family, like, my immediate family,
Mhm.
I wanna put this out there and let you know, like, this is what I'm gonna chase, but this is the sacrifice it's gonna require, and there's gonna be some time restraints, and I'm gonna need to work, but it's, like, 90 days. I just need 90 days of your support to understand that I'm chasing this, and if you can understand that I'm chasing this for 90 days and you can be in it with me, then we'll celebrate with XYZ. Like, having that, conversation with my family and being able to get my kids on board and my spouse at the time, like, it changes the game because now you don't have that guilt anymore. Everybody's on the same page, everybody understands. And if you can stick to that, right? Like if you actually hold yourself to the fire and say, I'm gonna do what I said and I'm gonna bust my butt and I'm gonna turn it off when I said I was gonna turn it off, like, and you can stick to those parameters, then you can excel like tremendously. And you can do it in good feelings and good vibes and good energy, because you're not arguing with anybody in your house, you're not neglecting things you shouldn't be. Like,
Right,
it just works. And I was just having this conversation with another woman, and I'm like, you can chase this, you can do this, you can achieve these things, but prior to just going all in, like, have the respect to your husband and your kids and say, this is what I'm doing or want to do. Are you cool with it?
right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah, it's good. It is so good. I do agree with you. I do think that you can be deeply grateful for what you have and who's in your world and how it's all going down and still be called to more and still do more. And I think that you can do that in a healthy place. I do think that you need to search your soul and search yourself and make sure that, like, you have your priorities in check and that it is not you trying to avoid something else because that's it. We get so busy. Let me just be more busy. So I
right,
have to deal with something, as long as it's not in those areas where you're like, okay, it's not because I'm in avoidance. It's not because I'm like trying to prove something to somebody, like, in a, snarky way. It's like, I just genuinely feel called to more, or I wanna build out of purpose, you know, said thing because it is, again, my legacy, my life, like, my world, and I'm so grateful for my family, but, like, this is something I gotta do, you know?
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it when you read that, that's what a lot of women are
Yeah.
searching. I remember I told you, like, man, that breaks my heart that
Yeah.
that is, like, one of the top topics that women are searching, but it's not surprising to me at the same time because I lived it and I lived through it and I get it, and I think that one of the biggest things someone on the other side can do, Mo, it's so hard to suggest a book for someone to read, like, because everybody's at different points, and you could read the same book at a different season of your life, and you're gonna hear it differently. But you and like, we joke, my friends, we've been separated at birth. It is very crazy how in line we are on so many things.
Yeah.
But the book, The Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews was the very first book I ever read since high school, and I used to pay people to do my vocab homework in high school because I hated reading. But at the end of the day, getting yourself around people that speak bold
Mm.
and see bigger and believe bigger it kind of changes your perspective on, well, like, what if I do read 10 pages a day? Like, what 10
Mhm,
pages is nothing, but if it's easy to do, it's also easy not to do.
mhm.
So, that book changed so much for me, and now look at I got, like, millions of books behind me, and that ain't even all my books. Um, I've always been a nerd. I'm a very cool nerd, but never been a reader, and, you change your mindset, you sharpen that, it's going to change perspective. It's gonna allow you to have your priorities in check. And I will tell you, being a mom now, my kids are 20 and 19, which is wild. They're in their careers. I'm not in the bleachers of their life right now watching the sports. I'm in a different bleacher of their life. And at the end of the day, you have to find something for yourself too. But
Yeah,
if you never did it back then when they were little, the beautiful part about time is the best time to do it is always now. And, like, just figure it out. Do
yeah,
something. Get out of your comfort zone. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So, I don't know, I think reading, listening to YouTube motivation, try to find one thing, it might put your mindset on a different path and try to keep that rolling until you figure out, like, well, maybe I don't have, like, a particular calling, I just know that there's, like, an itch there. I don't know what it is, but I know that it's something because I need something more. There's, like, a hole. I if there's a hole, there's a hole for a reason, and it
yeah,
doesn't mean that you're not satisfied or not great I almost said gratitude, grateful for everything that you have. I think when you can live life so rooted, being grateful for all the small things, all the big things, all of the things, it really just adds like a piece around it.
yeah,
And when you have great communication with your staple people in your life, they're going to know why it's important to you. But you need to know why it's important to you first. And that takes navigation. That takes conversation, that takes reading, that takes journaling, that takes whatever your outlet is to pull it out, that it you're gonna have to do that because if you don't, you're going to, like we said on this, what was it, the last podcast, there's so many people that are gonna leave this earth with unfinished plans.
mhm,
That's everybody.
mhm,
You're either gonna have that regret behind it that you didn't bet on yourself and you didn't chase after the things, or you're going to have that, "Man, I gave it everything that I got.
right,
I wish I had more time."
yeah,
What's your legacy gonna be?
yeah,
And
yeah.
let it be enough.
Books are good too, I think, because our brains are wired for safety and security, and I think one of the hardest things to do is if you are in a spot where everything's great, like, your brain is wired to just stay there, like, "We're good. Why you gotta mess with it?" And
Right.
reading those books can help you open up your mind a little bit more and go like, "No, it's okay. It's okay to, like, take a risk, or it's okay to bet on yourself, or it's okay to, like, give a little time to this thing," like, um, so I love that Traveler's Gift as well. Highly recommend.
Yeah. You ever read a book, Mo, and you go through the pages and you're like, "What the hell did I just read?" You ever do that?
I usually put them down if I'm feeling like if it's not connecting, I typically don't finish the book.
I'm like, "Did I just read those words or, like, did I just turn pages?" Because I swear I read them, but I'm like, "What the
Yeah,
hell did I just read?"
I would put that one down.
So, little tip if you're like that, uh, I learned this from Alex Harmozy. He said a good tip is you buy the Audible if it's available and also the hardcover or paperback, and you listen to it
Mm,
while you're reading it. And then I'll add, like, a little Jamie Summers that I added to, like, retention of words. I will sometimes listen to the audio and read, but I'm very good at now reading it. I highlight things that really stick out to me, and once I finish that, I'll take those things that I highlighted and, like, I'll voice note it to myself, and then I'll drop it in, like, let's say, chat or something. I know this is crazy. I'll drop it in a chat, okay? And I'm like, "These are my top takeaways from this chapter." And then, like, I have everything just, like, kinda nicely filed when I do it, and then it really just sticks. Like, you gotta take notes on your notes, right?
And he's like type A to a D, and I am like type D, E, F, G, H, I,
I
J.
think I'm more of that.
There's
Just I got moments.
if something sticks in my head, I'm like, "That's worth it." If I forget it, I'm like, "It was probably garbage anyway."
If my sister-in-law heard you say, "Jamie is type A," she would literally spit her drink out of her mouth.
Well, you're more
I
type
got moments.
than I am.
I
You
got moments.
got
Actually, she does say, like, I kinda yeah. We'll bring her on one time. She'll love it. She won't.
that's a lot.
Well, why don't you mic drop them out? Read this up one more time. Really give them the permission that they don't need, but maybe need to be reminded. This was so freaking good, Mo.
Yeah,
It's so real.
yeah, I just feel like you don't have to be, like, dissatisfied with your life in order, to have the permission to desire expansion. Like, you don't have to be like, "My life sucks, and that's why I want more," or, "I feel called to whatever." Like, it can all be good. It can be great, and you can still say, like, "There's more." In fact, I think that is life. Like,
Yeah,
I think that is the reality of life. But contentment doesn't mean you stop dreaming. It means you stop believing your dream is a thing that will finally make you enough. You can be deeply grateful for what you have and still be called to more.
that's so good. You made me think of a quote that I know that you know from back in the day. The enemy of great is good.
Mhm.
Remember that?
What is the enemy of great? I feel like that was like,
It was like a training. It was something.
wasn't it that football player?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I feel like it was that Cowboys player. What's his name? Jason Witten?
Oh yeah, it was.
Or was it him quote?
Good is the good is the enemy of great.
Yeah.
Write that one down on your board, girls.
It's good, it's so good. It's great. Um, yeah, get rooted in that stuff. I think that, that's and then be authentic in it, like, in your pursuit of it, that's a whole 'nother topic. Maybe we talk about that next time. Like, okay, so I've decided to chase something. Am I going to copycat everyone else and try to, like, make it look like everybody else, or am I gonna be authentic in my pursuit of said thing?
Right. Let's do the latter.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Please.
Please.
Otherwise, we'll go.
I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it.
I'm not it. I can't stand the overly curated.
I'm so tired of it. But
Yeah. No.
I've been
Raw
chilling
and real for me, girl.
been chilling on
Yap it up. I'm in.
I've been chilling on Substack more than anything else because it is, like, people's, like, real thoughts. I'm like,
Did you know you could put videos on Substack?
well, but people are like, "Please
I
don't
didn't know.
Instagram. Please don't please
Oh,
please
yeah.
don't listen to Instagram."
Yeah. Don't answer it. You won't hear me.
No, I'm not answering it.
You went sideways.
I'm here. Sorry, I'm actually on Do Not Disturb, which makes me feel like maybe this is my child. Maybe I do have to answer it. Maybe this means I
Hey, let's tell the girls and any guys that are listening, tell them what to do until next time, and you go answer that call.
I'm pursuing more with the podcast, but a child is calling and they are my priority, so therefore I must be out. Until next time, stay rooted, sis.
Stay rooted, sis. We'll see you later, Mo. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
We hope that landed.
If it did, share it up, drop a comment. And you know what? We'll see you on the next episode.
And until then, stay rooted, sister.